Ver Rusticum, candidus aratis apparet cum conibus anum taris et adverso cadens canis occidit astro. Virgil. Ye bare-branched groves and herbage dank and cold, ye matted leaves and vapor-breathing mold, ye dripping heavens that weep for nature's pain and mourn detested winter's boreal rain, hark to the note that thrills the languid air and bids exhausted earth discard her care, pan-drunk with autumn grapes and stretched at length upon the plain, a thing of slumbering strength, feels the returning sun, and as a beam his curtained eye creeps over and breaks his dream, turns in his leafy blanket, eyes the mead, and stirs to sound once more the sylvan reed. Delighted nature hears, and from each vale a fiery band the genial season hail. Join in the dance, and o'er the eager trees lay sweet enchantment, while from the western seas mild Zephyrus attends the call, and strows the greening vale with flowers of various hues, borne on soft Auster's warm aerial tide. The feathered race and gay plumed grandeur ride, with gladsome caroling, delight the plains, and sing eternal youth in moving strains, fresh with the nectar of the melting hills. The cool sequestered fountain pours its rills, swift flow the streamlets from the reed-grown urn, raising along the marge the timid fern, whispering of joy to primrose-haunted shades, and gaily gleaming through the forest glades. O'er the damp wold Apollo's shafts descend in golden showers that mercifully rend the python chill of winter, whose dread power so lately coiled about the budding bower. Meanwhile his rays inspire the grateful peak, soothe the green valleys and the woods bedeck, gild all creation with the vernal light that blends with each glad scent and sound and sight. Now shine the hills and valleys stretch between, and the willow-fringed brooks and groves of green, whilst in Yew Hollow twixt the sheltering crests the dear familiar hamlet calmly rest. In each bright root and glittering spire we trace a heightened charm and more than usual grace. Now wind the verdant lanes, grass-carpeted, where with their flocks the sprightly shepherds tread, thence bound for sunny uplands, there to lie at ease beneath the azure April sky. O'er flowery slopes the nibbling lambkins play, while the young shepherds dream the hours away. Now bloom the hedges and the rolling mead, where placid kine in tinkling comfort feed. Now wake the fields whose earthly face must know the useful plough and bounteous harvest grow. Ungrateful man who can such boons despise, nor view the rural realm with raptured eyes. How dull the bar who flouts a pastoral theme, and scans his soul for some obscurer dream, neglects the world for things he never can see, and scorns the splendor of simplicity. Vain is his lay whose narrow fancy clings to urban trifles and unnatural things, glows with false fame and morbidly repeats impassioned nothings and chaotic heats. The sylvan scenes the favoring nine belong, and smile their sweetest on the shepherd's song. So let me seek for beauty in the dawn of April days, or on the dew-decked lawn that sleeps beneath Arcturus' evening light, or in the watches of the vernal night. Let the fond lyre each verdurous bower explore, and sing the Nereids of the quiet shore, the languorous dryads and the satyrs fleet, and bearded Pan who leaps with cloven feet, and nymphs and clowns that chant Arcadian strains at twilight through the farmer's teeming plains. Let me for beauty seek far from the strife of withering commerce and congested life, where primal nature wakes spontaneous fire, and golden fancies rouse the living lyre. No walls but hills the poet's shrine must own, no roof besides the vernal sky alone, no altar flame but Phoebus are the blaze, of his pale sister's soft nocturnal rays. No tapers but the stars must light the fane, no incense must the sacred air sustain, but that which rises from the unfolding woods, and flowering banks, and spangled solitudes. No hymnic strains but those of singing birds, our rippling brooks, our gently lowing herds, our pensive croonings of the fragrant breeze in the tall rushes and aeolian trees. So the young poet at the close of day sang from the pansied slope whereon he lay, his eyes fixed on the prospect wide around of nodding groves and cowslip-covered ground, and glinting streams red with the sunset fires, and cottage roofs and slender village spires, and verdant hillocks gaily blossoming with the sweet tokens of the early spring. He paused, enraptured by the vernal view, then in sublimer strains burst forth anew. How can each one of us be of the few? Without being too artificial, each soul must find anew.